With Instapage. My name is Jake Ayers, the digital marketing lead at Instapage, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Fundrise client returns landing page. So right off the bat, something I really like about this landing page, it's very obvious what it's for, who it's speaking to, sort of what the general purpose of it is. It very much gives away a sense that this is a fintech product. It is for financially minded people. It starts off with a header that tells you what you want to know. I want to see client performance over time. How are you performing versus the market, versus this subset of portfolios, all that good stuff. It's very value driven to the user and the person that they're trying to acquire from this page. And then right after that, as you keep scrolling, you get sort of the meat of the conversation, the actual graph. What is the performance of Fundrise over a given amount of time? So it can really give you a sense of, oh, if I invested now, if I invested at X, Y, or Z time, I can expect this sort of growth trajectory over time. That is something that investors like me really like to see. What can I expect over 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years, all that good stuff right there beneath the hero. So I think that provides a lot of value to the page. And then right beneath that, it sort of doubles down with the expectations and delivery of data. It shows you line by line the total aggregate returns of Fundrise versus public real estate investment opportunities or public stocks. And you can see the performance year by year, line by line there. And it sort of reiterates smaller points or really top line points of the data there. What was their worst quarter, the best quarter? How many quarters of growth have we had versus the market? All that good stuff. It's showing the user, who is obviously going to be either an amateur or maybe even above amateur investor, what they need to know very quickly right off the bat. So I like this section very much because of that, and it's right beneath the hero. So it really entices scrolling, which is what we'll keep doing right now. And as we scroll beneath that table section right there, we can see that they're giving you a little bit of a FOMO here. There's some more enhanced data. You could get dividend returns, or what macro investors really like to see. When you invest a lot, you get a lot more out of investments in general, and dividends just sort of lay on top of that. But to get that information, we do need something transactional to happen here. We do need the user's email. We do need some sort of sign up. So I really like the fact that they gave all of this impactful data and said, hey, if you want even A+ data right here, we're going to need a little bit something from you, but by all means. And then right beneath that, they start off the sort of, I guess you could call it social proof, case studies, press release section, showing sort of how they speak to their users, what sort of content they put out, what they can expect from Fundrise and the market in general. So I really like this landing page for all those aspects, particularly because the hero is so impactful and it entices scrolling very well. So some things that we see opportunities for experimentation on. One thing about the page in general is, yes, it's very obvious that it looks like it's for fintech, but I would add a little bit more, I guess, color, personality, whatever you want to say. It is a lot of white space with a lot of charts and graphs, so that does sort of give away the investment point of the page, but it could just be a little bit more friendly and a little bit more palatable to the user's eyes, right? And on top of that, because this is a landing page, I would recommend experimenting with taking out that top nav, leaving in the login and get started CTAs as a sort of sticky CTA that stays there. But all of the why Fundrise, invest, and all those other different drop downs, those just sort of give the user an opportunity to move away from the page and move away from the ultimate goal of this whole add to landing page user journey, which is to get them to sign up for the product, right? So I would experiment with that. And as we roll down here, the table in particular, very data driven, and what investors like to see is the data. But I would experiment with adding in a good summary row, sort of like taking out the 2023 Q1 line item there and just taking whole annual years and aggregating that at the bottom, so you can see on average how does Fundrise compare versus public REITs and public stocks and all that good stuff, so the user doesn't necessarily have to do so much math for themselves. And as we go a little bit beneath that, this section right here is could be seen as a little bit vague. It took me a little bit to sort of understand what this was for. Is it press releases? Is it case studies? Is it just generic blog content, what have you? So I'd experiment with maybe changing that H3 that you see there to something more direct that shows the user what it is on a much more obvious basis, or frankly just experiment with taking it out, because in my mind this is a landing page and it should sort of be honed down to one very specific goal, and including press releases, blog content, all that stuff may not actually help you for that goal, and it may actually detract from you realizing that goal. So experiment with changing the verbiage there or taking it out entirely. But all in all, when I look at this page as someone who's very involved in the investing space, this just seems like a better option than what I currently use. I can use Simply Wall Street for about $200 a year, but this seems like it provides me with a lot more data just on the landing page, frankly. So there's a lot of really great value, especially for investors on this landing page. And overall, I think it really, really gets to the point, and it really hones in on the goal of what they're trying to accomplish here. Just a few little tweaks and room for experimentation that they could add there. So thank you for sticking with us. If you'd like to start making your own landing pages at scale, feel free to check out the Instapage free trial there in the top left. And until next time, I'm Jake Ayers. Thank you for joining us, and be well, everyone.